wait. No.
Oh boy.
I don't like to wait. If I'm in a line, I'm that person that's like looking all around like, hi, excuse me.
Happening? Hi, there are 8 wickets. Why are there only 2 tellers?
Patience, and also that I'm a softie with my kids. I think because I could be like, in work, I could be aggressive because I have to be.
Yeah.
But with the kids, like, you know, I don't want spank, I don't want to do this. And it's like, I'm the soft parent who, if I didn't have Saran, these children would be a spoiled mess. So
really?
Yeah, just that like, they're my little soft spot.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So are you the disciplinarian or is he?
No, I don't know.
No, that ain't you.
No.
No, he does everything.
He have to do everything. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I need to go to discipline. I need to go to school. Someone needs to teach me because he tries like, no, you have to make him say that's like, okay. Like, I'm just not good at it. I'm just overly like gushy,
nurturing.
Overly. Yeah.
And these are boys.
And they're boys. So like, he's very pivotal in like their upbringing because I don't know how to give that to them.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So my last question is, was there something your parents did when you were a kid that you swore you'd never do as a parent whenever you became one?
It's so gross though. Because like, you know, when your kids have the little booger in their eyes and so you lick your finger with your spit and you clean that out. And I was like, that's the nastiest thing ever. But yeah. Because ain't nobody can say we didn't wash your face this morning. Come, let me get this bug out your face.
Are you saying that you now do that?
I do that. I've done that a time or two.
I think everybody.
Is that okay in the age of Corona? I don't know. Sanitize. We sanitize.
They all kids. They come from us. Everybody on set is laughing, by the way. They all kids. They come from us.
Yeah, I swear I would never do that. But yeah, I don't know.
I did that this morning.
See? I'm not alone. Speak your truth, Tanya.
I did that this morning. I'm shame.
It is what it is.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. I'm happy that I had you. This was amazing. And we got through it like this.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
Tanya, you the bomb. This is fun.
Thank you. Oh, I hope you all got that, okay? I'm the bomb. Thank you. If Tyrina says it from Fusion IMC, we are
I feel like we just aged ourselves by saying the bomb. What did the kids ask Layla? What
do the kids say? What do the kids say, Layla?
Lit? Is lit still a thing?
No. They don't say lit anymore?
I don't know.
Well, we've come to the end of another session, another invigorating session, another amazing session. Thank you guys for joining us. My guest, Tyrina Roll. Did I call you Tyrina Neely?
You know, my ID still says Neely, so I have two people.
This is Mrs. Roll, okay? I'm gonna need y'all to get into the new Tyrina Roll. Not even, I said Tyrina. Is it Neely Roll? She says, no, it's just Roll. Thank you. Okay. Thank you so much for being on set. I couldn't have asked for a better time. And thank you for celebrating my 1-year anniversary. Yay!
Congratulations.
We did it. Thank you guys. See you on the next live session of Let's Chat Live. Take care. Bye.
That was fun.
We did it.
That was fun.
Hey guys, you made it to the end of our video. If you'd like to reach out, email us at letschat@tanyawilliamslightborn.com. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe for more exciting sessions. Cheers.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the news, safety concerns at the Fishing Hole Road Bridge being addressed. Security and safety issues developing at the Port Lacaya Market Square. and consumers chiming in on the rising cost of food. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening all, I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping the news, it is the only thoroughfare into and out of West Grand Bahama, and motorists have expressed some safety concerns in the wake of a recent accident on the Fishing Hole Road Bridge. A portion of the bridge's guardrail was destroyed this past Friday when a vehicle spun out of control and crashed into the rail, creating a safety challenge. Tonight, police officials are advising motorists to always drive with caution and care when traversing the bridge. For the past several weeks, the Fishing Hole Causeway has been a major cause of concern for road users traveling east or west. Motorists have complained about their cars not having any traction on the pavement, and they have asked for the authorities to rectify the issue. Our ZNS News team spoke with officials from the Grand Bahama Port Authority. Officials say that the Fishing Hole Road is owned by the government of the Bahamas, and the Grand Bahama Port Authority Limited has only agreed to maintain the asphalt road located beneath the bridge. In addition, the government has constructed the bridge above the asphalt road and is responsible for its maintenance. Now, on Friday, February 25th, shortly after noon, a motorist escaped life-threatening injury when he lost control of his vehicle and crashed into the guardrail. The accident is still under investigation, according to Assistant Superintendent of Police, Stephen Roll.
The initial investigation revealed that a 2007 Chrysler Town & Country van was traveling west on the causeway when the driver experienced some brake failure. As a result, he traveled on the northern side of the street where he crashed into the guardrails and eventually landing just at the surface of the causeway. There were no injuries involved in that incident, and that matter is under investigation by the traffic department.
Now, in regards to the complaints from motorists concerning the slippery surface, he says the matter is under active investigation as well, but he was unable to offer any further comment at this time.
I can't speak to that. However, I want to say to the public and the motoring public at that to obey the speed limit. It's 30 miles per hour on the causeway, and if you're driving on this causeway, to be attentive and avoid use of cell phones while in this area.
Our ZNS News team also spoke with officials from the Ministry of Works who confirmed that the construction to repair that damaged portion of the bridge is underway, and they are also asking motorists to drive with care and attention. Now, the Port Lacaya Marketplace has some safety concerns of its own. The managing director taking issue with a group of bikers that rode through the market square this past weekend, creating a safety risk for children and other patrons in the Port Lacaya Marketplace. Officials sending a warning that such behavior will not be tolerated.
Saturday, shortly after 6 p.m., a group of biker boys came in Port Lacaya. Every time they come, they always park decent, nice parking area. We never had any problem out of them.
That is until Saturday passed. Surveillance footage shows a group of bikers riding through the Port Lacaya Marketplace, creating a major safety concern for patrons. Managing Director Ivan Moss says that it is completely unacceptable.
They ride up on the common area, passing the bathroom. They pass through Pearl Mat, onto Geo Annie's, and they pass Rum Runners, the square area. They go and pass Fair Play, Cocktail on the Bay, Agave, Zorbus, the Straw Market, and they exit out, revving up the bike with loud noise.
He says the Port Lacaya Marketplace is a family-oriented environment filled with tourists, minors, pregnant women, and locals. Additionally, he says there is no reason for anyone to ride their motorcycle through the marketplace, calling it disrespectful to visitors. He says what is worse is the fact that someone could get seriously injured.
We wouldn't tolerate. And I'm going to send the videos to the authorities and have these people brought before the magistrate so they could use the decision what they wanted to do. Because no way no one's going to speed through the marketplace, revving up the bike, coming through, and someone could walk right out of one of these stores or one of the shop, bars, restaurant, might be intoxicated, someone rushing to the bathroom, kids always running up and down. And that action I have never seen or never heard no part in this world.
That's not the only concern officials from the Port Lacaya marketplace are facing. The managing director says there is also a concern with parents who are dropping their minors off unattended without responsible adult supervision.
This is not a nursery. We have kids walking around, children, young children, 12, 13, 15, underage, without a parent and guardian. Parent, what kind of parent are you? Maybe the kids growing you all up.
On many occasions, Moss says that security officers have found minors engaging in illegal and sexual acts.
Your kids was drinking, yes. They was involved with sexual action. The security overworked because they got to look at your kids.
We have a lot of young men that comes visit the marketplace, especially on Saturday nights, Friday, Saturday nights. They do tote weapons. They have things what they call juckers. There's a lot of little knives, pocket knives. They told it. I guess any auction that kick off, you know what I mean? These guys, they're going to use it.
Officials say that minors are not allowed in the marketplace after 9 p.m. if they are not accompanied by an adult. Additionally, they are appealing to parents to be more responsible. Well, in other news, food prices are projected to jump in the weeks ahead, and this rise could be triggered by the crisis in Eastern Europe between Russia and Ukraine. Consumers on Grand Bahama say any further price hikes will be most alarming, as they have been struggling to make ends meet long before the conflict. Jay Philippe has the story.
Inflation has led many food stores and beverage companies to hike their prices. For some residents on Grand Bahama, shopping just has not been the same.
In the past, when I could have spent like $300 in this place on grocery, that has gone up. One trip, I spent like $500 to last me, and that grocery will last me, say, about 2 weeks for a family of 7. And then I have to repeat the cycle all over again. It doesn't make sense to shop retail. It's a waste of time for me, so I have to shop in bulk.
But for store operators, they say it is a delicate balance for them as well, as they often have to increase prices to offset higher costs on their end while ensuring that the products offered are not too expensive for consumers.
As a small business person here in Grand Bahama, yes, the prices are ridiculously high, right? But I guess we need items, so we have to buy them. And then the cost of it is really stressful at times. Then we need to be considerate, me being a small business person again, for my customers. I have to now put up my prices, and I don't want to run them, but it's really in Freeport. It's hard. And then we try to bring things in, import stuff. Then they make it complicated and difficult for you to even do that.
Everything go up. Bread, you can't buy no bread. You can't buy no sugar. You can't buy grits. You can't buy no sausage. Hot dog with about $4 You can't buy nothing. That's the first time in my life I see this and that on the Grand Bahamas.
Make do with what you have at home, because you can't afford it. You can't afford to waste anything these days. You gotta just live.
This customer has mixed views on the uptick in the cost of food.
Some things are affordable, but a lot of things seems to be a bit higher. I just went in the food store with $30 and I came out with like 30 cents change, and I got 4 items. So I guess it depends on what items you pick, but I've been hearing a lot of the prices have been increases, but I seen some increase, but it's how you budget your money as well.
Chief Price Inspector of the Department of Consumer Affairs here on Grand Bahama, Reno Smith, noting recently that the Russian invasion of Ukraine, which has already led to certain fuel prices, could ultimately impact food prices around the world as well, and Bahamians could feel the pinch.
It's gone up a lot. I don't see how we're going to make it like this. We need to change, try to, nothing the government can do, I guess, because everything, this war was going on now to stop everything from coming in. So it's kind of hard on the foreign countries.
These customers say in times like these, strategic planning is required.
I would suggest people, like, if you are, like how I have a large family, I have lots of siblings, we pool together and buy our grocery and, and share it amongst ourselves in order for, to make it stretch.
I would advise that they try to prepare their stuff better, package it properly, and keep it in your freezer and stuff like that, and make it last. Stop wasting. Because I've seen people who just throw away stuff. A lot of people don't eat leftovers, right? They want fresh food every day. Well, this ain't the time for that. You can't afford it. So make do.
While consumers criticize the high cost of food, they say they have no choice but to stand in lines and purchase the pricey necessities that they need in order to survive. I'm Jay Philippe, ZNS Network News.
Switching gears now, the Bahamas Bureau of Standards and Quality updating the media on national and regional quality improvement while highlighting details of benefits of the 11th European Development Fund Economic Partnership Agreement. Technical Barriers to Trade Program Director of the BBSQ, Dr. Renee Bufford.
Stakeholders also help standards to save money and drive efficiency, to facilitate compatibility or connectivity with other products, services, and systems. It helps to build customer confidence that products are safe and reliable. It helps to improve efficiency. Standards help to reduce cost across all aspects of your business. They help gain market access across the world. The BBSQ has continued at a rapid pace toward putting standards in place, setting up national technical committees, and generally seeing to the infrastructure to make sure the health and safety of our citizens are protected. To date, the Bureau has declared 34 Bahamas national standards. We have established 10 technical committees.
Now, Finance Manager of CARICOM Regional Organization of Standards and Quality, Mohand Nandwani, says €4.5 million is being invested by the EU among 16 countries to increase capacity and competitiveness of goods and services.
None of what is unfolding across this region would be possible without the Dominican Republic's Institute for Quality, INDOCAL, the project managers, the German National Metrology Institute, the PTB, or implementing partners in these endeavors. These interventions are principally aimed at increasing our exporting potential as a region while strengthening our own measures nationally to create the kind of systems of which we can all be proud. This 11th EDF European Development Fund program is slated to go even further in closing some of the gaps that still exist in strengthening sectors like tourism and others that are deemed national priorities, especially now, to increase the capacity of some of our institutions to deliver quality services and products when it comes to the trading sphere. We want to further remove those barriers that can hamper trading interregionally and extra-regionally to allow us to more fully enter international markets.
Now, the agreement is intended to offer new market opportunities for member countries as well as foster regional trade. In news from the Crime Beat, police in Abaco arresting a male for possession of dangerous drugs with intent to supply and possession of an unlicensed firearm and ammunition. Reports say shortly after 11 a.m. Monday, officers from the Marsh Harbor Police Station acting on information proceeded to a residence in Dundastown where police say officers observed a white van parked in front of the residence with a male sitting inside. A search was conducted of the vehicle and premises, and a quantity of suspected marijuana was found. A further search revealed a red bag that contained a Black Rock Island .38 revolver with 5 live rounds of ammunition and 1 fired cartridge. As a result, an adult male was arrested and is assisting police with the investigation. A man was arrested for sharp braking and stealing. The arrest taking place Saturday morning. Officers from the Southwestern Division received a report of a sharp braking and stealing at a business establishment situated on Alcester Road off East Sunrise Highway, Freeport. It was reported that the culprits forced open a front western window to gain entry, searched and stole an assortment of items. The officers conducted an investigation into the matter, which led to an arrest of an adult male of Bering Lane who was assisting with several outstanding criminal matters. Investigations are being continued. Police are reporting that wanted suspect Stefano Smith is now in custody. The 32-year-old resident of Pinders Point was arrested shortly after midnight by a team of officers from the Northeastern Division. He was wanted for questioning on the charge of credit by fraud. Police also telling us that the man wanted for questioning on the charge of assault with a deadly weapon turned himself into the Central Police Station today. 32-year-old Stefano Perez Forbes, aka TV Head, was the subject of a police bulletin for more than a week. Forbes was wanted for questioning on the charge of assault with a deadly weapon. Police say the Cabot Drive resident remains in custody tonight. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Stay with us. There's more news when we come back.
Come on down. Come on down. Now.
Calling all residents and business owners on Grand Bahama concerned about the state of our economy. Let's take a stand together this Friday, March 4th at 10 a.m. at D's Car Rental, number 2 West Small Drive.
Are you tired, overweight, having trouble sticking to your health and fitness goals? Well, look no further. The Fitness Connection has teamed up with ZNS to bring you Health Bites. This and every Thursday, tune in, and we'll make sure you get on track and stay on track with your health and fitness goals. Tune in.
Officer Bo, you would not believe what I just saw. What's up, Chris? As I was doing my community service, I saw this truck going down this road. You would not believe the stuff he was throwing out. He was throwing out tires, refrigerators, TVs, even mattresses.
Calm down, Chris, calm down. Did the truck leave the area yet?
No. It was a big man in a reddish colored truck, and he's still there. I just ran out to the main road to call somebody because I did not want to arrest him by myself. Yeah, that's good for your nasty self. You know who you are. Stop like your nastiness.
So do your part to keep Grandmama clean, and don't let this be you.
#1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. A man in Grand Bahama is using his talents to earn an extra income, and he's doing it from the comfort of his backyard. Daniel Mitchell is a certified auto mechanic with over a decade of experience. After doing some research, he found a way to make use of an abandoned car tire, and now he has a green thumb.
I always wonder why we don't recycle tires. And knowing that we see these tires being disposed in bushes, nearby beaches, in parks, and nearby people's home and all that, I say, man, we need to find a way to recycle these tires.
You may see an ordinary car tire, but Daniel Mitchell sees a product that speeds up growth in plants.
Over the past 10 years, I was doing research, studying planting plants in the tires by itself to see what really they'll cost the plant, if it'll cost the plant to grow. And once I saw that the plant would grow faster with growing them in a tire, I started to practice chopping them up and beautifying them and see how I could make them also be able to beautify homes, businesses, and whatever you want to grow in them.
Mitchell's backyard is filled with a variety of plants, which he planted in what he calls tire pots. Some trees, which take up to a decade to bear fruit, begin to blossom in half the time.
I noticed I started planting a lot of coconut trees at my garage, and I noticed when I put them in those tire pots, those trees blown up within 5 years. I had coconuts and could eat coconuts within 5 years. Coconut trees normally take like 10 to 15 years to really bring off fruits. And I realized they grow quicker than they normally grow when you grow them in tires. And also papaya. You can grow papaya very fast. Watermelon, you can grow all of those fruits, vegetables, cabbage, lettuce, tomatoes. You could grow them very fast in the tires.
The tire pots are created using different designs.
One is a flower design, one is a star design, and one is a plain design. It's just a straight around one, which is the plain. The star looks like a star. The flower looks like a flower. So there's a number of designs I can do, but I start off simply with those for quickness.
In addition to beautifying homes and yards, Mitchell says it is also great for the environment.
I want us to help the environment at the same time to stop this disposing of tires in bushes, beaches, and parks and all these stuff so we can recycle them and use them for something great.
And with reports of food prices going up, he believes there is no better time than now to get into backyard farming. He shares his hopes for this exciting way of farming.
I hope that eventually we could get some land, which is crown land, I believe in, and go into large-scale farming with these tires so we can grow crops very fast here in Grand Bahama and at the Bahamas at large.
What a great initiative. Your Tuesday evening sports check is up next with Jay Philippe.
Good evening, I'm Jay Philippe and welcome to Sports. Well, more sporting activities expected to come on stream in the inner communities around Grand Bahama. Ramiko Knowles has more on this.
The Urban Sports League will target youngsters who are interested in playing in the various sports disciplines. The Minister of Social Services and Urban Development, the Honorable Obi Wilchcombe, believes that young people need to be more occupied, and they hope that this initiative will give them meaning and purpose in their lives.
What we want to do is reach out to many who are wanting and have an interest in, say, golf or baseball or basketball or football or tennis. And we're going to reach out to these young people to bring them together in a body that's going to allow for their growth and their development to cause further exposure for them.
He says that sports are an excellent character builder.
Many of us played sport when we were younger. We learned how to lose, more so than learning how to win. Well, when you learn how to lose, you're better able to and better equipped for issues that you face as you grow older. And so we want to ensure that we're going after the holistic man.
In addition, Wilchcombe says the sports program will focus on the urban areas as they are particularly his concern.
We're going to lift them up and put them on a pedestal and cause them to be involved. And we're going to reach out to many of the former greats of our country, whether it's basketball, whether it's football, whether it's baseball, all the sport. And we're going to bring them into the program to give our young people individuals they can look up to and learn from and cause their lives to be much better.
Now, the Urban Sports League is set to begin in March of this year. The leaders of the organization are soon to be announced. Ramiko Knowles, ZNS Total Sports.
Switching gears now, Week 4 scores from Bimini Youth Basketball League in primary school boys play. The Bimini Marlins edged out the Eagles 23-22 in a nail-biter. The Marlins was led by Renard Strawn with a game-high 15 points. The Eagles got 6 points from Darren Hinsey in a losing effort. Now, in senior boys action, the Bimini Marlins ran away with this one against the Eagles to the tune of 44-27. Brian Smith was your high point man for the Marlins with 10 points. For the Eagles, Paulson Stewart scored 12 points in the loss. And finally, in sports, Tennis scores: Team Bahamas boys finished second at the North Central American and Caribbean pre-qualifying World Junior Tennis Tournament in El Salvador. The boys lost to Guatemala 1-2 overall. William McCartney lost 6-7 and 1-6 in his match. Jackson McTarget lost in 3 sets, 7-6, 1-6 and 2-6. The doubles pairing of Jackson McTarget and Gerald Carroll won 6-4 and again 6-3 to close out competition. And that's a quick check on sports, ladies and gents. I'm Jay Philippe. Be blessed.
And running in lane number 6, Shawnee Miller.
Every journey starts with the first step, and mine starts here.
It's so tight. Is she going to get there?
I believed in Tokyo, the belief that I could be, we could be the best. We are drenched in Bahamian pride, no matter where we go. Thank you for believing that we could do it again, bigger and better. In 5 years, Alive built the Bahamas' best network, delivering faster speeds and stronger connections to all 700 islands and keys. Alive believed that every Bahamian deserved a world-class network and excellent customer service. We believe that every Bahamian deserves a network that works in good and bad times. We believed and we delivered. I am proud to be Director of Speed and Connection.
Shawnee Miller Weibo is total class. Look at her go. What a win.
As we continue to improve our lightning-fast, world-class network and connect with art, culture, and the world around us. Never stop dreaming and never stop believing.
King of the North is back. Power 104.5 FM.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Felicia Roach, you are our Facebook friend of the day. We say thank you so much for watching, and of course, we do appreciate all of your support. And that's going to do it for us here in the North. On behalf of the entire news team, I'm Rumiko Knowles. Thank you so much for tuning in. But be sure to stay tuned as the Bahamas Tonight continues.
What you see on this television station is governed by IRCA's Code of Practice for Content Regulation. The Code of Practice covers matters relating to program content that are of concern to the community, such as local content, news, current affairs, and programs for children, advertising, including political advertisements, and the responsibilities associated with broadcasting in the Bahamas. The code also covers aspects such as access services for the hearing and visually impaired, and the procedure for lodging a complaint about anything broadcasted by this television station. The code is available on IRCA's website at www.ircabahamas.bs. To receive a copy of the code by mail or in person, you may telephone IRCA at 242-393-0234. Family Island dialing is toll-free at 242-300-8722. Or you may send a request by email to info@ircabahamas.bs.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the National Report, a wrap-up of CARICOM's first day of high-level talks. No approval for BPL's rate hike. Numbers point to tourism's continued recovery. And in sports, the head coach of Team Bahamas lets us in on their performance. The Bahamas tonight, the National Report, starts now.
This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC Super Fast Internet for Less. Best rate, no debate. Sign up today.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Akush Lopinder. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks for tuning in. CARICOM leaders and senior officials getting to know each other better tonight during a special meeting in Belize. Now that day one of the 33rd intersessional meeting is complete. Prime Minister, the Honorable Philip Davis, and his contingent learning more about specific issues impacting the region today as Commonwealth heads tick off agenda items they hope can make a difference. Altavis Munnings reports tonight on this morning's opening ceremony.
Prime Minister the Honourable Philip Davis received a warm greeting from Prime Minister of Barbados, the Honourable Mia Mottley, moments before the official start of CARICOM's 33rd intersessional meeting in San Pedro, Belize, Tuesday morning. The seats of CARICOM leaders are placed in alphabetical order, giving the Bahamas' delegation, led by Prime Minister Davis and Foreign Affairs Minister the Honourable Fred Mitchell, a prominent seat at the front of the high-level discussions.
A warm welcome is also extended to the Prime Minister of the Bahamas, the Honourable Philip Davis, who is coming to his first meeting as the member of the Conference of Heads of Government. Prime Minister, we look forward to the new perspectives and insights that you will no doubt bring to the discussions.
And this regional exchange, taking place face-to-face for the first time in 2 years, usually takes up the full 2 days. Now, during the opening ceremony, outgoing CARICOM Chairman, Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda, the Honourable Gaston Brown, pledged his support to current CARICOM Chairman and Prime Minister of Belize, the Honourable John Bencino, to better the region at all levels. Now that day one has ended, Prime Minister Davis noted that the discussions were very interesting.
The highlight for me was the impact of COVID on our various communities. We had an overview of the same from Catherine, and one of the issues, and this is where I made an intervention. An intervention is the balancing between saving lives and protecting livelihoods. And I think that was well received by the community. And we recognize that the pandemic is going nowhere. We have to learn to live with it, and time for us to engage in activities, recognizing that it's here, and to recognize that our citizens are responsible. And so at the end of the day, it has to be personal responsibility that trumps the way forward.
Food security across the region was another major topic addressed at the meeting. Add to that, since the Bahamas chairs CARICOM's tourism sector, regional leaders made this agenda item a priority.
We have to find a way to reset our position. We have to look at where we are in respect to our competitors and not lose our market share because we want to continue to have measures that makes it difficult for guests to visit our shores.
The Prime Minister also weighed in on a United Nations climate change report calling for drastic and immediate action on the matter by all countries.
What the UN is saying is catching up with what I've been saying. So I'm happy to see that they recognize what we have been recognizing for quite a while. And again, that's a topic that we're going to be discussing at our next plenary sessions. Climate change and how it's impacting our country, both from a health point of view and from a point of view of the destruction to our economies.
Altavis Munnings, ZNS Network News.
Well, you can call it a case of jumping the gun. The minister responsible for Bahamas Power and Light doing damage control following the power provider's announcement yesterday that electricity bills were about to increase. An announcement quickly walked back by the company's CEO, Whitney Hasty. Cleopatra Murphy has the details.
Premature is how Minister of Works and Utilities, the Honorable Alfred Sayers, described BPL's announcement Monday of a planned electricity rate hike set to take effect this month. Sayers says while BPL's chairman Pedro Roll broached the issue with him, it was never approved.
The matter has not been brought to cabinet at this time, and therefore the release was premature. And when it came to my attention as the responsible minister, I spoke with the chairman, and that statement was recalled.
The BPL release foreshadowed a 3.2% rise in fuel costs per kilowatt hour effective March 1st. Based on energy consumption, customers were expected to see a rise of between $8 and $19 per month. This is against the backdrop of rising fuel costs due to inflation. Those costs set to further increase due to the war between Ukraine and Russia, the world's third largest oil supplier.
All countries throughout the world are looking at the impact of these global events on the global chain of supply with respect to the price of fuel and also the price of oil. Therefore, the Bahamas is no exception.
Still, he was adamant that Cabinet has made no consideration to increase electricity rates. Instead, Sayers says Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis has appointed a Cabinet subcommittee to examine ways to address energy on a short and long-term basis.
This subcommittee has met with a number of entities, both national as well as international, relating to the supply of LNG, solar energy, the development of microgrids within the entire Bahamas, not only with respect to New Providence, but all of our various islands, so that we can bring down the cost of electricity.
The minister says the aim is to also develop a more sustainable energy supply while ensuring Bahamian ownership in electricity infrastructure. Sayers adds that the body is working aggressively to present proposals to Cabinet. But for now, when it comes to an increase in the cost of power,
at this point, no decision has been made. In fact, the Cabinet has not even considered any proposal to increase the rate of electricity.
Cleopatra Murphy, ZNS Network News.
Well, the Prime Minister also taking time out of his schedule in Belize today to comment on the proposed price hike at BPL.
My government will do its endeavor best to ensure that the rise in gas prices around the world will not have a deleterious effect on our people. God knows that our people could least afford to have more taxes or more costs visited upon their backs. And my government will do all in its power to see how we could avert raising the cost of electricity on our people. And as soon as I'm back to the Bahamas, we will be sitting down to brainstorm to see how we can best do that.
In other news this evening, police now involved in that whole issue of fraudulent vaccination cards allegedly being produced by local printing companies. Health and Wellness Minister Dr. the Honorable Michael Darwell says it was the Vaccination Committee that brought the matter to his attention. As reported, the fake cards suggest the holders received their COVID-19 vaccine abroad.
There's an ongoing investigation. I don't want to go into the details with the investigation, but we want all print companies who are producing cards, and if they are involved in this kind of activity, to stop immediately, because it was referred to the Royal Bahamas Police Force. I do not know the amount of cards, but we found some irregularities and we're investigating. I don't think it's a large amount, but what we have to do is we have to nip it in the bud right away, because a lot of people who may be doing it may not realize it's against the law to manipulate a card from a foreign jurisdiction and put the Commonwealth of the Bahamas seal on the card.
A data cleaning exercise has led to the Ministry of Health and Wellness updating the country's active and recovered COVID-19 cases. Previously, active cases referred to a COVID-19 positive individual capable of transmitting the infection to others, while recovered cases pointed to an individual previously diagnosed with the virus but no longer capable of transmitting the virus. However, current scientific data has changed that picture. It's been determined that people with mild or moderate COVID-19 infection lose their ability to transmit the virus within 10 days after the onset of symptoms, and those experiencing severe illness or have immune-compromised systems lose their ability to transmit the virus after 20 days. Consequently, patients on the active list before February 9th considered recovered will be removed from the active list. Those now on the active list are considered recovered using the date of the onset of their symptoms and a positive RT-PCR test. This has led to active cases being substantially reduced from 5,934 to 254. Meantime, 6 of the 7 New Providence residents who recently tested positive for COVID traveled within 14 days. Of February 28th's newly infected, another 2 are on Abaco and 1 each on Grand Bahama and Crooked Island for a total of 11 that day. 6 females and 5 males make up the group. Meantime, hospitalizations are at 16, 14 of the patients listed as moderately ill. As for recoveries, on Monday, the number there was 8. Well, the Public Hospitals Authority has a new managing director. Former nurse and midwife attorney Albinette Roll has been appointed to the high post, albeit in an acting capacity. Roll's vast knowledge and experience in healthcare services and operations serving as proof of her ability to be resourceful, collaborative, and to work harmoniously with her team. In a first address to staffers, she called on them to work together.
I'm here to get it done, but I know that I cannot do it by myself. That I need each and every one of you. Every one of you bring your uniqueness to the table, and that is what we are going to maximize to make a difference. People do not come to us because this is a place to buy lunch and buy bread only, but they come to us because they are sick, and they come in their most vulnerable state, for which a lot of times we take advantage of. That has to stop. We have to treat each person on their own merit and as an individual, knowing everybody and helping all.
Well, welcoming Roll on board was PHA Chairman Andrew Edwards, who expressed confidence in the new executive.
Most significant in the board's decision to recommend Mrs. Roll is the various intangibles that she brings to the table. She has repeatedly been described as compassionate by many who recommended and strongly endorsed her leadership. If there was a period when the PHA needs compassionate leadership in terms of employee, patient, and public relations, this is that time.
Well, still to come, what the central bank's latest economic report has to say, and immigration expands its canine unit. We'll be back after the break.
This portion of the news was brought to you by Sun Oil Limited Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
A lot has changed over the past 60 years, but at Commonwealth Bank, our mission to build lifelong relationships with our clients remains the same. Our customers are more than just a number. Our customers are our family, and together we create banking solutions that fit your unique needs. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Best rate, no delay. Best rate, no delay.
BTC gives more savings on the best fiber internet. It's super fast with super savings in every package. Compare and see for yourself. Enjoy the best home internet experience for all your work, study, and entertainment.
Best rate, no delay. Best rate, no delay.
Visit a BTC store to sign up for the best internet experience on the Bahamas' best fiber network.
Since eating at KFC, Shanika became the new savings meme. Get Get a KFC Mega Mash Bucket Meal with 8 pieces of tender, juicy chicken, a mega mashed potato with gravy, and 4 buttery biscuits, starting at only $20, including VAT, and save like an expert at KFC. Order on WhatsApp at 557-3663. KFC Nassau.
At Bank of the Bahamas, we give you lots of reasons to love your life. We offer the lowest rates in the country on debt consolidation and consumer loans. And we help you save with our low-rate switch mortgages. Need a new car? Simply apply for a BOB auto loan and hit the road. And shopping is so easy with BOB credit and prepaid cards. It's time to live and laugh again. Love the life you live with BOB, your bank of solutions.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies Limited. If it's healthcare, it's here.
That tourism recovery officials speak of not just talk, but there are actual figures to back this up, as laid bare in the central bank's monthly economic and financial development report released on Monday.
Sustained gains in the air segment, combined with a reported modest uptick in sea traffic and continued vaccination efforts, the right mix, it seems, for local tourism, which numbers suggest is keeping up its momentum. This, of course, is not to say the fight with the relentless COVID-19 pandemic is over. Still, the Bahamas is pulling in pretty impressive numbers. If we were to take a look at data tourism officials compiled, visitor arrivals by first port of entry swelled to 500,718 in December. And that's from just 33,681 in the corresponding period of 2020. Underlying the outturn, air arrivals rose to 118,501 from just over 30,000 the previous year, an 84.6% gain over 2019. On the other side of things, sea traffic sailed to 382,217. A breakdown by major ports of entry shows total arrivals to New Providence were at 231,139. That in itself a huge feat, considering a year earlier that number was at just 18,525. Meantime, foreign arrivals to Grand Bahama increased to 12,355, while traffic to the Family Islands strengthened to 257,224 from 13,583. In the vacation rental market, data submitted by the Air DNA for the month of January indicated steady gains. For instance, during the review month, total nights sold rose more than twofold to 113,559 from 41,064 in 2021.
Well, Ministry of Agriculture, Marine Resources and Family Island Affairs officials working diligently to bring innovation and technology to the Bahamas, as well as pursue international connections to cement food security here. So says the minister responsible, the Honorable Clay Sweeting, who, during his recent trip to the inaugural Food for Future Summit and Expo, pointed out that many countries in the world are using agricultural technology to their benefit. For instance, the Bahamas, he says, is the perfect place for Israel to perform aquaculture technology that enables farming in the ocean. Saudi Arabia and the United States, he revealed, are also hoping to boost agriculture production with the Bahamas. Minister Sweeting recommends the Bahamas not only uses vertical farming and aquaponics, but also build relationships between farmers and distributors. The Agriculture Minister confirmed that samples of new fertilizers will be brought in from Dubai that can be distributed over 1 hectare of farmland with minimal amount of space for shipping and logistic challenges. He also expressed hope the Bahamas can adopt a vertical farming that's prevalent in other countries. Establishing a policy of culture and quality here at home and across the region, a primary goal for officials at the Bahamas Bureau of Standards and Quality. During virtual meeting today, the European Development Fund program was highlighted, focusing on the benefits that will accrue for the Bahamas and other countries over the next 3 years. BBSQ Director Dr. Renee Buford noted that legislation and the complementary regulations have been completed that will ensure the Bahamas' compliance with international standards.
These newly updated bills will repeal the Standards Act and our Weights and Measures Act of 2006. and ensure compliance with World Trade Organization and technical barriers to trade agreements, including our obligations to the Economic Partnership Agreement that the Bahamas would have signed on to, as you well know, in 2008. In conjunction with our various regional and international partners, like our affiliates here today, the CARICOM Regional Organization for Standards and Quality, better known as CROSSQ, we have been able to bring resources like technical and financial assistance to our own development.
Finance Manager of the Regional Organization for Standards and Quality, CROSSQ, Mohan Nangwani, cited the pivotal role international and regional partners play, as well as how member countries can benefit from that relationship.
The global pandemic has had tremendous impact on all of our member states and partners. But this technical barriers to trade component of the 11th European Development Fund program is determined to help create the kind of infrastructure nationally that countries can rely on, especially now to keep quality high. Our quality institutions play a vital role in helping our region combat the impact of this pandemic, and this program is enabling us to do so much more. Overall, a sum of 4.5 million euro is being invested by the European Union among 16 countries to increase the capacity and competitiveness of our goods and services.
The Immigration Department's canine unit expanding to 14 and 3 dogs after 3 officers graduated following a 2-month training course Monday morning. Minister of Labor and Immigration, the Honorable Keith Bell, noting that these officers encounter many different realities in the field, adding that when they board a boat, there may be illegal migrants, drugs, or firearms that dogs can assist in locating.
When we first started using the canine for drug detection, and then we use them to detect decaying or dead bodies. We use them for missing persons. In immigration, the use of the canine will be expanded. You would recall last year when we had that very large influx down in Inagua. We know that we had several incidents here in New Providence. I live in the Adelaide area, and we know that last year there was a landing very near there. And a number of persons, one person actually ended up in my yard. And so if we had the canines deployed in that area, I'm sure we would have found any number of migrants, but a number of them got away.
The canines can also assist in saving the lives of migrants during search operations. Add to that, the unit's soon to have a new facility.
We have identified the land, which is on Carmichael Road near the detention center. And we anticipate very shortly that we would go for bid for the construction of a canine unit. So you will have your own facility. And it is anticipated that as you grow and expand, and as you get your successes, that you would remember the same day where you first started from.
And remember to tune in to the Morning Edition with LaDawn Davis and Charles Fisher at 7 o'clock weekday mornings. We also have news updates at every hour starting at 2 p.m. You can then watch the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, at 6:30 and the National Report live at 7 p.m. All right here on the ZNS Network.
Every journey starts with the first step, and mine starts here. I believed in Tokyo, the belief that I could be, we could be the best. We are drenched in Bahamian pride, no matter where we go. In 5 years, Alive built the Bahamas' best network, delivering faster speeds and stronger connections to all 700 islands and keys. Alive believed that every Bahamian deserved a world-class network and excellent customer service. I am proud to be Director of Speed and Connection.
Is total class. Look at her go. What a win.
As we continue to improve our lightning-fast, world-class network and connect with art, culture, and the world around us, never stop dreaming and never stop believing.
We believe in relationship banking.
We take pride in getting to know our client. You have access to knowledgeable, approachable ambassadors and financial coaches so that we can recommend the best product for you. At Fidelity, we care about you. From your financial health to your physical health, we can relate to you because we're just like you. Come and start your relationship banking experience with us today. Visit us online at fidelitygroup.com. Visit any of our branches in Nassau or Grand Bahama, or phone 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 for Freeport.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
We elevate, elevate, we elevate, elevate, we elevate, elevate.
Since 2015, the National Lead Association, an international non-profit organization whose objective is to steer at-risk youth and criminal offenders along a right path, has focused a great deal of its efforts here in the Bahamas. The organization is making a tremendous difference, and so BTC is once again, in the spirit of giving back, stepping in to lend a hand.
At BTC, giving back is a big part of what we do. Today, we presented the National Lead Institute with a monetary gift as well as data cards that's going to help them with their National Youth Development Workshop that's going to be hosted later on this month in Grand Bahama.
The Lead Institute is primarily a nonprofit agency that is, corporate office is now currently located in Freeport, Grand Bahama, and we're opening an office here, in fact, next month here in Nassau, Bahamas, and we also have a presence in North Carolina. But we're basically serving the marginalized and the offender population, both male and female. And we are extremely grateful of BTC for supporting the Moral Recognition Treatment Program. And that's a program that's evidence-based and has been around since 1989, actually, and being used in over 200 countries around the world.
BTC commends the efforts of the National Lead Association and reaffirms our commitment to stepping in to lend a hand wherever we can. These are still the moments that move us. I'm Corbell Pyfrom. Be well and be back here next. BTC Connection.
Talk about a sweet 16. By then, Lori Johnson was on cloud 9, literally. The Temple Christian High School graduate trained at the PFT Professional Flight Training School in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Upon receiving her commercial pilot's license, Johnson began her aviation career at Western Air, where she became the first female pilot and captain for the airline. She accelerated her career flying private jets based in the Bahamas before deciding to relocate to Dubai. There, Johnson planted new roots for the Bahamas, becoming the first female Bahamian pilot to join the flight team of Fly Dubai. Lori continues to be an ambassador for the Bahamas and an inspiration to women and young girls worldwide. As she lives out her passion of taking to the skies, Lori Johnson sends the message loud and clear that the sky is the limit.
"69 culinarians of the Atlantis Paradise Island Resort celebrated today during the property's inaugural Back to the Basics training graduation ceremony. After an intense 8 weeks that saw many of the graduates shadow head chefs at several of the resort's major resorts, they were rewarded for their hard work. Separated into two groups, the trainees have now moved on to cooks, and cooks elevated to chefs. Atlantis' Vice President of Culinary Affairs is Alan O'Reilly.
This is a fundamental cooking program that makes sure that all of our cooks at the resort have the same standard of fundamental basics. It takes them through knife skills, sauce making, and many other things over an 8-week period. Many of them would have visited more than 8 kitchens during the time that they were here. And so they've experienced both fine dining, buffets, breakfast, dinner, and events. So very exciting for them. And the second part is the promotion of many cooks, about 30 of them, to become chef de parties. A chef de partie is a new role that we've created here in Atlanta. So we're creating jobs. We're bringing people to the supervisory level, and that is to prepare them for leadership in management later on.
For graduate Kiana Brown, the experience was certainly a fulfilling one, as she feels she not only received essential training, but gained lifelong friends.
I have learned a lot of skills. I have definitely strengthened my discipline and a whole lot of, useful life advice given to by my head chefs and executives. And not only that, I've made a few lifetime friends here, hopefully.
Well, what would a company be without those working in the background? For Bahamas Striping Group of Companies executives, the answer is quite simple. The team throwing a surprise employees appreciation event at its headquarters earlier this afternoon. It's all in an effort to let their hard-working staff know just how much their efforts were appreciated, especially during the recent years of the pandemic.
You only can be successful as the way of your staff performs. And even though the company has had a tough time, we still survived. And it was through the dedication and hard work that our staff exemplified.
Saying thank you to persons or to any member of your staff is important, showing the gratitude by way of expression. But when you do something that is tangible, it impacts lives. And we have always been about impacting lives, being about empowering persons.
In the end, execs chose junior accountant Devin Tate and executive assistant Juliet Josie as the employees of the year. And in addition to the lunch of honor, the employees also walked away with a big bonus.
It makes me feel even that more special to be a part of such a dynamic group, knowing that I've contributed and my contributions have been known, and they see it and they value it.
I'm extremely pleased. And to know that I am valuable to the company, it makes me definitely want to do more.
Meantime, there's a club helping people realize the impact they want to have on the earth, and not only during their lifetime, but long after they're gone. The Legacy Club has been coming to the Bahamas since December for its 5-day, 6-night Legacy retreats. Founder William Harris says the goal is to help individuals identify how they could contribute to making the world a better place for generations to come and determine the legacy they want to leave. The retreat then helps participants narrow in on their legacies through a 3-step approach called AIM, short for awareness, impact, and mastery.
And I give them a formula of use what you love to fight what you hate. Use what you love to fight what you hate. And if you use that formula, and once you're able to develop your life purpose, the reason why you were born, because I think it's tied to your emotions. Once you identify that, then that gives you a hint, a tip, an area for you to begin to build your legacy in. So in the beginning, they become aware of their legacy. The I is the impact. What's the very next step? Because you may not know all 20 or 50 or 100 steps to get to where you want to go, but you can at least know the very next step. And if you start there, somehow the next path just keeps coming to you and coming to you. And then the mastery phase is being able to spread, to find other people who are like-minded like you.
The goal is to launch 1,000 legacies. So far, 18 legacies are operational, with another 7 in the pipeline.
I think this is aimed for anyone who has a good idea of where they are in life now and who have made a conscious choice that they want to do something that's going to have an impact generations after they are gone. Because you basically are planting a seed that you won't be around to sit underneath the shade of that tree. And I think anyone that embarks on that journey is a true hero.
Oh, we're down to the last few hours to purge. With the clock ticking on the more somber Lenten season, Mardi Gras, French for Fat Tuesday, signifies the final moments of overindulgence. That's a guilt-free consumption in food, drinks, or as they prefer in the city of New Orleans, a really good party. Tomorrow, however, the hard work begins. As for millions around the world, the next 40 days will mean sacrifices, prayer, and fasting, or taking in a thing or two deemed to enrich your life and, by extension, that of others. So with that, happy Fat Tuesday, y'all. Let the good times roll, at least until tomorrow rolls in. And as we head to the break, we'd like to thank all our viewers watching us live on our social media platforms. And just in case you missed the news, be sure to head there to catch up. Stay with us. There's more after the break.
Comfort Suites Paradise Island is the best-kept secret in the Bahamas. Located directly next door to the Atlantis Resort, you'll receive all the privileges of an Atlantis guest with all the benefits of a Comfort Suite stay. Enjoy everything Atlantis has to offer, including Aquaventure Water Park, plus all the amenities of Comfort Suites. Free Wi-Fi, free breakfast daily, and kids stay, play, and eat free. Visit ComfortSuitesPI.com.
Join up for life insurance. Secure the ones that you love. Join up with Family Guardian. We offer full protection. Join the family. Join the family. Family Guardian. Protect the ones you love. A friend that you can trust. Family Guardian.
Aviation has been around from 1992 in an area far away from most things. In 2018, I picked up the mantle. At the onset that I would have taken over, I was connected to Give Bahamas, and I'm always trying to enhance my Avery's package. And I wanted to expand my customer satisfaction through technology. Everybody comes in and they want to use the Wi-Fi. They want to be able to go live, show off the food and the ambience and the entertainment. So since I've been using the Aero device, my buffering almost went to zero. There's no interruption in that service, which is phenomenal. I would recommend the Aero device to anyone to use it. It works.
Samantha's always on point. She doesn't miss a thing. When she signs up for any insurance policy, she reads all the fine print. She knows what's covered, what's not covered, and she's aware of her deductibles. When it comes to insurance, it pays to know your policy. Review every insurance policy so you know what you're covered for. This message was brought to you by the Insurance Commission of the Bahamas.
Cabinet has approved more than 200 new hires for Family Island healthcare facilities as the government moves to advance the delivery and quality of healthcare across the archipelago. Minister of Health and Wellness, the Honorable Dr. Michael Darvald, says the approval came after a paper taken to Cabinet outlined manpower deficiencies.
Well, we got an approval for an excess of about 270 additional staff members. That is inclusive of handyman, additional clerical staff, also ambulance drivers, people who will be able to improve the delivery of healthcare throughout the Family Island while we move swiftly to do the necessary upgrades of our clinics.
Darvald says plans for the upgrades facilitated by 2 IDB loans are in the intermediary phase. The aims to improve clinics to reflect where the country wants to go with national health insurance.
We need to do a better job with emergency medical services, on-ground transportation, and better coordination because some of the islands, the clinics are far apart, and we need to make sure that we have a better response mechanism on the ground in the event for any type of accident or natural disaster. We need to be able to respond better. That is being done. One of the elements of the loan is also to ensure that we put in place isolation pods at many of our Family Island facilities in the event of infectious disease.
National Security Minister, the Honourable Wayne Munro, meantime, getting a better understanding of policing in Abaco during a recent tour of police stations on that island. Accompanied by Police Commissioner Paul Roll, Minister Munro visited Treasure Key, Cooperstown, and the proposed site for the Marsh Harbour Police Station. He also met and heard the needs of Abaco officers. Following the tour, the National Security Minister noted how the visit helps with the ministry's budget to ensure the police force acquires the necessary resources to fulfill its mandate. Well, Inagua's economy gets a significant boost, meantime, thanks to a rising number of cruise visitors to the southern island. Businessman George Harris says it's encouraging, particularly heading into the spring and summer months.
Boats moves from the south of the Caribbean heading north. Well, we are experiencing a lot of visitors coming from Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic on their vessels going north. And actually coming in and cruising in the Bahamas, and they hang around for 30 days or have an option up to 90 days just cruising in the Bahamas. And over the last 2 weeks, we've had quite a bit of visitors coming in here, stopping and have us very busy at the marina here in Great Inagua. Actually, for the last 4 weeks in the month of February, we have already experienced almost 60 pleasure cruise vessels, yachts, and what have you.
Harris says residents are also being more innovative in their efforts to attract tourists.
One of the things that, we have a lot of cold fronts during this time, so fishermen who fish, I have the opportunity to go out fishing, all the time. But it's a time where when these visitors are here, they're able to, the restaurants serve up, seafoods and have, menus that attract visitors, to our Bahamian cuisine. That is one area, and also giving tours to visitors, moving them around, showing them, what we have to offer, like the bird life and the facilities that we have here, like a Martin Salt operation that is nowhere else in the country.
Well, it's time now for a check on Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Makishla. We have just a few clouds this evening outside of our studios. Temperature at 75 degrees, the relative humidity 73%. North-northwest winds at 9 miles per hour. The barometric pressure 1,015.0 millibars. That's 29.99 inches, and the pressure is rising. Temperatures around the islands this evening, they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 72 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, and Green Toll Key, Abaco, Marsh Harbour, 73 degrees. 76 in the Berry Islands and Allenstown, Bimini, 75 in Harbour Island. Rock Sound, Eleuthera, 76. Black Point, Exuma, Kemp Space, Old Andros, and Fresh Creek, Central Andros, all at 76 degrees. 76 also in Otterstown, Cat Island, San Salvador, and Rum Key, Georgetown, 77. 78 in Ragged Island, Clownstown, Long Island, and Crooked Island. Betsy Bay, Migwana, 77. Ackland, 77. 79 in Matthewtown, Inagua, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 80 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Center. In the northwestern islands tonight, northwest north winds at 10 to 15 knots, wave heights 2 to 4 feet. High tide will take place at 6:58 this evening. In the central and southeastern islands, light and variable winds with flat seas. And then tomorrow, for all areas, the winds are going to be northeast at 10 to 15 knots, wave heights 2 to 4 feet, some beautiful boating conditions for the next several days. High tide 7:24 in the morning, with the low tide at 1:47 in the afternoon. Now, as we take you into Thursday in the northwestern parts of the country, the winds will be northeast once again at 10 to 15 knots, wave heights 2 to 4 feet. High tide 8:10 in the morning, low tide 2:30 in the afternoon. In the central and southeastern islands, the winds will be picking up 12 to 18 knots out of the northeast, wave heights high-rise building 3 to 6 feet over the ocean, so we'll post some caution flags for the central and southeast Bahamas on Thursday. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. That's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned, your extended weather forecast is still ahead.
My Gateway is the centralized, safe, secure way to access and pay for government services online. Go to mygateway.gov.bs. Click Login. Register with a government-issued ID, like your NIB card. Fill in your personal information exactly as it appears on your ID, including spaces, periods, and dashes. You'll only have to sign up once. Now you're ready to request services on My Gateway. Receive an email confirmation for every request and email alerts when your documents are ready. You must have a valid, government-issued ID in order to collect documents. New services will be added every month. My Gateway is fast, easy, and convenient. For more information, visit mygateway.gov.bs.
Life is better with Rubis Rewards. Just fuel up and swipe for your chance to win free fuel, cash back in our stores, restaurant and store discounts from our partners, plus prizes and surprises. It doesn't get better than this. Your Rubis Reward tag is free at every Rubis service station in New Providence. Get yours today. Rubis, it's just better.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance. Peace of mind. When you wanna save money on your tile supplies, who you gonna call? The Tile King. When you tile your house and you wanna look good, who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Visit the new Tile King showroom, which is internationally recognized as the finest tile showroom in the Caribbean, located in the Builders Mall on Wolf Road.
The Tile King. Who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Tiles on everything.
This segment of the news is presented by Sands, the truly Bahamian beer.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Welcome to your sports on this Tuesday. I'm Amajal Knowles. Topping sports news yesterday, we revealed that the 242 would split their weekend games in the latest window of the FIBA AmeriCup qualifiers, taking down the West Virgin Islands before falling to host Dominican Republic. Good showing from the 242 despite challenges leading up to the competition. The man who led the team into battle, head coach Moses Johnson, gives us his evaluation of the team's performance.
I quantify the trip as a huge success. The guys really bought in from day one. The staff was together, and everybody bonded. And in the preparation for Game 1 against USVI, and we arrived safely. And from day one, we hit the ground running in our preparation, and it boded well for us. Going into Game 1, we were very optimistic and we were enthusiastic about going into the game. We liked our chances, and we were very confident going in, and we controlled the tempo throughout the game. Even when they made a run in the third and fourth quarter, we withstood their runs, and we ended with a run of our own, a 10-3-1 in the fourth quarter of that game against USVI, and finished with a 12-point win. So the momentum was really high for us, and we were ecstatic about the win. But we know that we had just a few hours to rest before taking on the Dominican Republic. And in the Dominican Republic game, I think it was just the fact that our legs got a little heavy.
In the pool, several swimmers qualified for the 2022 Carifta Games during the recent Blue Waves Invitational, the Betty Kelly Kennig Swim Complex, where the Barracuda Swim Club emerged as the overall winners. In winning the girls' division with 495 points, the Barracudas added 255 from the boys' division for their overall total of 755. Mako Swim Club came in second with 624, including 321 in the girls and 303 points in the boys' division. Look at those Carifta qualifiers. Leah Lewis clocked 31.81, and Celeste Gibson of the Barracudas did 31.83 as they both dipped under the girls' 11 to 12 50-meter butterfly qualifying time of 43.40 seconds. Jane Davis of the PAC clocked 30.40 seconds in the boys' 11 to 12 50-meter butterfly to surpass the standard of 31.19 seconds. Caleb Ferguson of AAC did 27.31 in the boys' 13 to 14 50-meter butterfly, where the standard is 28.51. Kristen Alyssa Clark of the Barracudas did 1 minute 18.95 seconds in the girls' 11 to 12 100 meter backstroke, with the standard set at 1 minute 19 seconds. DeJohn Simmons of BWSC did 1 minute 16.28 in the boys' 11 to 12 100 meter backstroke to surpass the qualifying standard there. And Derek Jeter's Turn 2 Foundation announcing a partnership with the Baha Mar Resort, as it will host the highly anticipated Derek Jeter Invitational from April 28th to May 1st, 2022. Celebrities and athletes will join Derek Jeter for 3 days of competitive golf at Baha Mar's Jack Nicklaus signature design Royal Blue Golf Course, as well as for special events held throughout the resort, which will support Jeter's Foundation and its programs serving youth. The event launched in Las Vegas, Nevada in 2015. Derek Jeter Celebrity Invitational has contributed more than $6 million to the foundation. This year's event is held in partnership with Baha Mar, Icon International, and Warner Media. The two-round celebrity amateur tournament, which pairs one celebrity with 3 amateur participants, will begin Friday, April 29th at the 18-hole Royal Blue Golf Course. The tournament will continue that Saturday, and the DJCI Gala will take place that evening at the Grand Hyatt Art and Convention Center. And that's been a look at sports on this Tuesday. Let's check on the weather when we return.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Good to grow. Keeping you in the know. Keeping you in the know. God, it's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow. It's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow.
Local government practitioners have officially been sworn in across the country. Minister of Agriculture, Marine Resources and Family Island Affairs Clay Sweeting attending multiple swearing-in ceremonies on the islands of Eleuthera, Grand Bahama and Exuma.
We find ourselves, you see, with not only our Prime Minister and our Deputy Prime Minister holding Family Island seats, but also myself and the Parliamentary Secretary in my ministry. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a good time to be in local government.
Minister Sweeting alongside Minister for Foreign Affairs and Public Service Fred Mitchell, Parliamentary Secretary Leonardo Lightbourne, and Acting Director for the Department of Local Government Neil Campbell traveling to a swearing-in ceremony held at the Administrative Complex in Governor's Harbor. Sweeting stressing the importance of working together.
Everyone can tell you where they'd like to take you, but sometimes they never tell you how. You see, we can do this together. Politics aside, your election cycle is every 3 years, while ours are every 5. That's why we must remember that we represent the black, the gold, and aquamarine.
Over in Exuma, Deputy Prime Minister Chester Cooper vowing to work along with Minister Sweeting to restore local government across the country.
I have complained bitterly about everything in our country being too Nassau-centric. And I wanted to demonstrate that we must lead the way in standing up for the great institution of local government and what it represents.
622 candidates were nominated for local government elections in 89 contested election areas, with 60 uncontested areas giving a total of 149 locations. Keeping you in the know with Good to Grow, I'm Giorgio Bain.
Best rate, no delay. Best rate, no delay.
internet. It's super fast with super savings in every package. Compare and see for yourself. Enjoy the best home internet experience for all your work, study, and entertainment.
Best rates, no delays. Best rates, no delays.
Visit a BTC store to sign up for the best internet experience on the Bahamas' best fiber network.
Cable Bahamas Group of Companies is celebrating women in technology. We're taking this opportunity to pause and highlight the leading ladies in information, communication, and technology who are breaking stereotypes and shattering glass ceilings. We hope you'll join us in honoring the tremendous girl power that keeps our community connected.
Every journey starts with the first step, and mine starts here. I believed in Tokyo, the belief that I could be, we could be the best. We are drenched in Bahamian pride, no matter where we go. In 5 years, Alive built the Bahamas' best network, delivering faster speeds and stronger connections to all 700 islands and keys. Alive believed that every Bahamian deserved a world-class network and excellent customer service. I am proud to be Director of Speed and Connection.
Tony Miller-Weibo is total class. Look at her go. What a win.
As we continue to improve our lightning-fast, world-class network and connect with art, culture, and the world around us, never stop dreaming and never stop believing.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, a weak front system went through the northwest Bahamas this morning. It's now in the central Bahamas with very little fanfare. We'll expect some nice and comfortable weather over the next several days. And our forecast for tonight calls for simply clear and mild, low temperature around 69 degrees. And tomorrow it's going to be very pleasant, lots of sunshine, 79 degrees for the high temperature. And your extended weather forecast, beautiful weather right through the 7-day cycle. Night daytime temperatures in the upper 70s into Thursday, get you back in the 80s temporarily on Friday, and your nighttime temperatures very nice weather, 69 degrees during the nighttime, and they will get back up into the low 70s as of Friday. That will carry right through the weekend and the early part of next week. Makishla.
Well, thanks, Basil. That does it for the Bahamas tonight. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. From all of us here at ZNS, thank you for watching and good night.
Colon cancer is the third most common cancer affecting Bahamians. Your risk of developing colon cancer is increased if you have a personal history of colorectal cancer or colon polyps, a family history of colon cancer, or inflammatory bowel diseases such as ulcerative colitis. Other factors that can increase your risk of developing colon cancer are low fiber, high fat diets, a sedentary lifestyle, obesity, smoking, and alcohol. You can take steps to reduce your risk